It has the face of a 1966 icon, those boxy lines, that unmistakable silhouette that defined an entire generation of off-roaders. From a distance, you'd swear this thing just rolled off the Ford assembly line in Dearborn, Michigan, nearly 60 years ago. But looks can be deceiving. Open the hood, or better yet, hit the gas, and you'll realize pretty quickly, this isn't your grandfather's farm truck anymore. This isn't some barn find that's been collecting dust and mice for decades. This is what happens when 1966 style collides head-on with 2025 engineering. And the result? Absolutely spectacular. To understand why this Restomod is so special, you need to understand what Ford was trying to accomplish back in 1966. They weren't building a luxury SUV. They weren't thinking about leather seats or premium sound systems or adaptive cruise control. No. Ford was building a weapon specifically designed to fight, and hopefully defeat, the Jeep CJ5 and the International Scout that were dominating the small utility vehicle market. The original Bronco was simple, rugged, utilitarian in every sense of the word, and honestly, it was pretty slow. Let's talk numbers. The first generation Bronco rode on a compact 92-inch wheelbase. Under that flat hood sat a tiny 170 cubic inch inline-six engine that produced, and I'm being generous here, maybe 105 horsepower on a good day with a tailwind and a prayer. It was essentially a tractor you could legally drive on the highway. And that was the whole point. The Bronco wasn't designed for comfort. It was designed for ranchers and farmers and outdoor enthusiasts who needed to get somewhere that pavement couldn't reach. Simple mechanics meant easy repairs in the field. Low power meant reliability and fuel efficiency. Basic amenities meant fewer things to break. But that simplicity, that pure, honest, no-frills approach to automotive design, is exactly what makes the first generation Bronco the perfect canvas for a modern transformation. Alright, this is where the purists cover their eyes and leave the room, and this is where the hot rodders lean in and start drooling, because that original inline-six, gone, completely gone, replaced with something that would make Carroll Shelby himself crack a smile. What you're looking at is a Ford Coyote 5.0-liter V8, the exact same engine that powers the modern Mustang GT. We're talking 460 horsepower, 420 pound-feet of torque, dual overhead cams, variable valve timing, 40-valve cylinder heads breathing through a high-flow intake manifold. This isn't an upgrade, this is a resurrection. Now I know what some of you are thinking. How hard can it be to swap an engine? People do it all the time, right? Here's the thing. Fitting a modern V8, with all its accessories and electronics and emissions equipment, into an engine bay that was designed for a compact inline-six from the Kennedy administration, that's not a weekend project. That's engineering meets artistry. You're talking custom motor mounts machined from billet aluminum, headers that twist and snake around obstacles like they're solving a three-dimensional puzzle, upgraded cooling systems with aluminum radiators and electric fans to handle the massive heat output, custom wiring harnesses that integrate 60 years of automotive technology, and that old 3-on-the-tree manual transmission, the one with the column-mounted shifter that felt like stirring concrete, replaced with a modern Ford 10-speed automatic. Because when you've got this much power on tap, you want it delivered smooth and precise. Here's the dirty little secret about driving vintage vehicles. Usually, it's work. Hard work. The steering is vague and heavy. The brakes feel more like suggestions than commands. The suspension bounces you around like a mechanical bull, and by the time you arrive at your destination, you smell like gasoline, and your arms are tired from fighting the wheel. But this Bronco? This is different, because here, technology is invisible, hidden, doing its job without demanding attention. The steering? Modern power rack and pinion? You can literally turn this thing with one finger. No more wrestling a grizzly bear just to make a U-turn in a parking lot. The feedback is precise, the response is immediate. It goes exactly where you point it. The brakes. Four-wheel disc brakes with a modern master cylinder and power booster. Not the terrifying four-wheel drums that made stopping the original Bronco feel like a combination of prayer, hope, and sheer luck. These brakes bite, they hold, they inspire confidence. And the suspension? Bilstein coilover shocks at all four corners replace those wallowy original leaf springs. This thing soaks up bumps and potholes like a modern luxury truck. Because underneath that vintage skin, it essentially is one. It drives like a brand new F-150 Raptor, but it turns heads like a vintage Ferrari at a Cars and Coffee. That's the magic of a properly executed Restomod. The goal of a truly great Restomod isn't to erase the vintage character. It's not about turning a classic into something unrecognizable. The goal is to hide modern comfort and technology so seamlessly that you almost forget it's even there. Take the gauges. At first glance, they look like they came straight from a 1966 parts bin. Original fonts, original colors, original styling. But these are Dakota digital units, modern electronics wearing a perfect vintage disguise, Jeep's corrected speedometer, accurate temperature and oil pressure readings, built-in diagnostics, all behind faces that look completely period correct, hidden Bluetooth audio throughout the cabin. No oversized touchscreen destroying the aesthetic. No cheap aftermarket head unit crammed into a custom dash kit. Just clean, high-fidelity sound from speakers you can't even see. Your phone connects automatically the moment you climb in. The seats look vintage. Correct stitching patterns. Appropriate materials. Era-appropriate colors. But sit down and you immediately feel the difference. Modern foam with actual support. Strategic bolstering that holds you in place during spirited driving. Premium leather that doesn't crack or fade. Comfortable enough for a cross-country road trip. And air conditioning. In 1966, air conditioning meant rolling down the window and hoping for a breeze. Today, there's a complete vintage air climate control system hidden behind that original-looking dashboard. Ice-cold air on the hottest summer day. Heat when winter comes. Defrost that actually clears the windshield. Completely invisible until you need it. There's an ongoing debate in the automotive world. A philosophical divide that separates enthusiasts into two camps. Some people believe we destroy history by modifying these legends. They argue that classic vehicles should be preserved exactly as they were built. Original paint, original drivetrain, original everything. Museum pieces to be admired but rarely driven. I understand that perspective, I respect it, but I believe we save them by giving this 1966 Ford Bronco the heart of a modern athlete, the brakes it deserves, the suspension it needs, the comfort that makes it usable. We ensure it doesn't spend eternity sitting in a climate-controlled garage collecting dust and appreciation. It gets driven, hard, often. The way vehicles were meant to be used, it gets enjoyed. Road trips, weekend adventures, Saturday morning cars, and coffee runs. It gets passed down to the next generation of enthusiasts who will love it just as much, maybe more, than we do. And isn't that the whole point of owning a classic? To experience it, to share it, to keep the passion alive? So here's my question for you. If money was no object, would you take this Restomod Bronco over a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco straight from the dealership? Drop your answer in the comments below. I genuinely want to know what you think. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the Classic Garage family, because we've got a lot more automotive history to bring back to life. I'll see you in the next one.